Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe. Just back with my thoughts on this whole thing with Ashlee Evans Smith. First off, you know the story. I'll just go back through it. But Ashlee Evans Smith and her boyfriend, they answered an ad to pick up a dresser from this woman, and she left the dresser on the porch. So all they had to do was just grab it, don't knock, and just grab the dresser, and they could go. Well, there was this basket on the porch next to the dresser with some medical supplies in it. And after loading the dresser up, Ashlee's boyfriend, he went back and grabbed this basket filled with stuff that had nothing to do with the dresser. So he goes back, grabs it, takes it in the car, they leave. And when she gets home, she says, after she's gone for a few hours, that she got a whole bunch of a load of irate messages from this lady calling her a thief and calling her out on social media. And Ashlee, she goes on to say that she had to block this lady instead of responding straight back to her, because the lady tried to get in contact with her when she was mad. She was calling her out, but Ashlee instead felt like the need to just go ahead and block this lady. So another lady chimes in and that knew of this lady and said that, hey, Ashlee, this lady's trying to get back this basket of hers. It has a bunch of medical supplies that she was collecting for doctors and nurses or whatever. So Ashlee, she got back with the lady. The lady already contacted the police, so Ashlee drove out there that night and gave them to the police. So from there, the lady responded back the next day saying that all the stuff wasn't there, that they had taken some masks out, and half the stuff was gone. So right there, that left a bad rapport between that lady and Ashlee. And this lady said that she had worked hard to collect all this stuff. She responded back with a long message online too that Ashlee had taken some of the stuff. So it caused a bigger uproar. Now Ashlee had to go online and she had to do this interview with Ariel Helwani and go in and about how she wasn't a thief and how they didn't mean to take the basket and how they took it. It was a mistake. But my thoughts on that is, if you just came to get the one thing, which was the dresser, just take that. I think they kind of went a little overboard because they knew, they saw what was in the basket. It's kind of obvious what was in the basket, because let's be honest, man, we're in some pretty rough times right now where I feel like people, they have to think and be a little bit more conscientious, but at the same time, we're in a time now where people aren't thinking. They're used to, how you put it, they're used to thinking they're owed more than what they earn sometimes, or what they're coming to get, or what a person might just let them have. They, what's the saying, give them an inch and they take a mile, or something like that. But they take more than what they're offered. Let's just put it that way. And I think that I won't call this a mistake. I won't call it a common mistake. I'll call this a common entitlement. Sometimes people they kind of read into things more than they should. I've seen for example, I've seen times whenever I've seen stores just kind of leave us, stores, they want to kind of get rid of some inventory. They leave out a sign that says, take one, or, it's free books or free movies. And one person, he comes up there, sees the sign, he'll go back and bring his whole truck up and take everything, including the bin that they put out. Matter of fact, I did see that one time. Somebody almost got in trouble, got into it with somebody in a bookstore about that, because not only did he take the books, but he took the whole damn bin, the store's actual metal bin, that they use inside the stores. They just had this thing out there to get rid of some of their inventory that wasn't selling, so he took everything, So this is kind of like a similar situation, and even the same thing with the toilet paper now. People are out here just thinking of themselves. At the same time, they're thinking of a way to make a quick buck. So they're taking more than they need and leaving nothing for the next person. And I think that's kind of what Ashlee and her boyfriend, I think their plan was. They probably felt like, oh, this lady has some medical supplies out here. This is some extra stuff. So if it's sitting out here, she doesn't need it. So we're gonna take it, and we can probably make some money off this, or use it for ourselves. So that's just my opinion too, because in my opinion, they saw something that was a hot commodity, and they thought it was up for grabs, so they took it. They said they thought it was some dresser parts, but come on, the key word is a basket. It's not a box a safe or a tool chest. It's a basket. You can just look in there and see everything in there. I don't see any dresser parts and no screws in there. I'm just seeing hospital masks and some gloves. I know what's in there. Just off of one glance, you'll be able to see what's in there. And even that, if you were carrying it on the way home, you could have dug in there and looked in there. So I honestly think that they wanted to get away with it, but that's why she blocked the lady. But when she saw that it was causing such uproar on her reputation online and people were just coming at her, she just had to respond to it. So she had to go. She had to return the basket. But like the lady said, not everything was in there. Now, we didn't see what was in there, so we don't know. We don't know if she was really telling the truth about that, on the lady's side. But I'm kind of leaning towards she was, So on the real though, yeah, man, I just think that Ashlee and her boyfriend, they were trying to get a little something extra. And after watching that Ariel Helwani interview, I kind of got the feeling they were, they did make a mistake as far as thinking the lady wasn't gonna come back at him, because they did want something. They did want a little something extra that they were gonna probably sell or keep for themselves. And I think that her response was a little suspect, just because of the fact it seemed like she was a little bit more worried about what people were saying on social media. She was more so going into how she had to block people because of certain things they say. It seemed like she cared more about what they were saying on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, than actually, the lady's feelings, because that was me, and you take something by mistake, you want to go ahead and nip that in the bud right then. And whether it's an hour drive or 2 hours away, you need to go ahead and tell that lady, my fault, I'm going to bring this back to you. I'll be right over ASAP, especially with the type of stuff this was, but it seemed like she a little cared more about her reputation on social media and just correcting the wrong in that type of way. But I guess from here it got solved, but like I said, that just kind of left a bad report with that lady, because right now, man, it's real out here. I know some of my friends in the workplace in the medical field, and people are actually stealing masks and gloves now. Employees are stealing masks and gloves, and their asses are getting fired over it. So they're not thinking. Nobody's really in the right mind right now. So I think that Ashlee and her boyfriend, they probably weren't in their right mind, because, like I said, these are people who work in the medical field, but they're actually stealing inventory from themselves, because they're thinking about themselves. So I think that was their overall idea and overall premise of her boyfriend's. And that's what I think, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this, guys. Like I said, man, in past video, I think people just need to be a little bit more courteous. Stop taking out everything. You can't use all this shit. Leave some for the next person. If you do die from this coronavirus, you can't take it with you. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. Let me know in the comment section what y'all thought about this situation. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.